What's up, guys, and welcome to your next Bitcoin update. We're going to be taking a look at a shorter term trade that I'm looking at right now. Also, we're going to take a look at the bigger view of Bitcoin in the long term. So let's get into it. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It is an awesome community. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. There's a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And remember, we do a Ledger Nano S giveaway every Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you subscribe to the channel, tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post videos, smash that like button, and leave your comment down below. We're going to be doing two giveaways today during this episode. We're going to be doing a $500 Prime XBT bonus account, and we're going to be doing a Ledger Nano S giveaway. So let's get into it. Looking at the fear and greed index, we're at 92. We dropped 1 point from yesterday, still in the extreme greed zone. Looking at the Dow, still looking for a possible of a high of around 30,800 to 30,900 in that range to retest this top trend line. A break of that could get super bullish, but I do see a rejection if we reach it. Looking at the dollar index, let's go over to the last time we had a wedge like this. We've been looking at this. As you can see, we did poke through the bottom of the wedge twice over here before continuing up and breaking the wedge. We could be looking at the same thing here. We came down, we are back above inside the wedge. Will it happen again below the wedge one more time? Possibly. That would be one more pump, I believe, for Bitcoin, but I do believe we will be going down when this breaks, in my opinion. But we will take a look at the bullish and the bearish case. So let's take a look at gold. Still waiting for my target down here at about 1736, right in that range. We'll see what happens. If we break this top trend line first around 1910, then we could just be continuing up for gold. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. This is what I'm looking at in the more immediate. This is a trade I am looking at. As you can see, this does look like a ending fifth wave diagonal on the 4 hour. This being wave 1, 2, 3, and I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Although this could be the end of 3, we get one more after a drop here, get one more rise to the high. But what I'm looking at as in this trade, if we break this bottom trend line, and depending on where it would break, if it would break, back up in here at some point, we'd be looking around the $22,000 range. If we were to come down from here, we'd be looking at around 21,300. So between 21,000 and 200 in this area is where I'd be looking to short to at a break of this trend line. As of right now, this trend line lies around 23,400. It obviously rises as it goes up, so depending on where it breaks. If we come up to this top trend line at the top of this wedge, I will be putting a short in with a pretty tight stop loss just above, and we'll see what happens at that point. But any break above this, I would switch to a long with a stop down just below. Same thing here, short at a break of this line, 2 down to these ranges, and may possibly be doing a long back up from there for one more leg up that could reach us to about the 26.5 range. Otherwise, if this is not wave 4 coming down, then it should continue down from here. But that's what I'm looking at right now for the short term. If you guys are interested in trading, check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You don't see all the scam wicks. You can have multiple trades in, long, shorts, whatever. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all that just from this one exchange without having to have multiple accounts and whatnot. Also, they have a lot of cool features on here. You can set up multiple charts, do the same thing in different time frames, or watch different assets, however you'd like to do it. But it is definitely a pretty damn good platform, in my opinion. If you are interested, I'll leave a tutorial up top on how to use their margin to trade on margin. Also, if you use promo code SAVY50, that'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to a bonus. So if you put in $1,000, you'll get a $500 bonus to use towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. Another way to help support the channel, inkyourimage.com. This is my wife's webpage. A lot of cool personalized gifts on here. She does it all herself. It's quality, not garbage. There's also a Bitcoin section. Check it out if you haven't already. And let's get into the charts. So looking at the daily, as you guys know, if you've been watching, we have a trend line off of each peak down here, crossing the center line here. We did cross above this. Our target after that was 22.6. We did break above it and seem to be getting support here now. Now, if we were to come up to test this, next trend line is going to be between, well, if we went straight up in today or so, about 25.8 to 26,000 would be testing this next trend line, unless we drop below here. Then obviously we're heading back down towards a retest of the trend line down here. If by chance this is the top, putting the Fibonacci retracements on here, our first stop would be the 0.236 at 19.2. Next stop would be also retesting the top of this broadening wedge that we broke out of at the 0.382 fib at 16.1. And then of course we have the 0.5 at 13.6, which would be the bottom of this rising wedge. Then we have the 0.618 at 11.1. So that puts the golden pocket retrace zone in between the 10.5 and 11.1. And then we have our 0.786 at around 7,700, right in that range. That is an area I really am keeping a close eye on if this does happen to retrace. You know, a lot of people say never below 10,000 again. Well, I don't know. Just look at this chart. It looks like it's pretty much topped out. Let's look at, and I never thought we would get this high, but even though that hasn't changed my big picture, I still think there's a huge correction coming. But let's look at this rising broadening wedge we have here on the 4 hour. So looking at this, we have got rejected twice at the top trend line. One more push up, like I said, could be around the 20, right around 24.7 to 25,000, right in that range, and a rejection there. I think we'd be coming back down to retest the bottom of this wedge, break that, would get pretty ugly. We may get some support on this trend line here around the 16, like I said, 16.1 to 17,000, a break of that. Then we're looking at this bottom trend line here. So yeah, keep a close eye on it. But a break above this wedge, we could go as high as the 29.7, 29.8. So definitely keep a close eye on that. That would also be the top of that possible fifth wave ending diagonal that I was showing you. Let's take a second out, and then we're going to do the $500 Prime XBT account giveaway. What it'll be is I will give you a code to put in your promo code that'll give you $500 tradable. So anything you trade off that 500, anything you gain will be yours to keep. So let's do it. We did it on the last two videos. So let's okay, we'll go into my videos. If you guys haven't checked it out, if you go on to my YouTube page, there are some helpful videos down here that teach you a couple little strategies. Also have some other tutorials down here. Definitely check them out. But let's go into the videos. And 1, 2. So this would be yesterday's video, would be 1. Let's copy the link address. We'll put it over into the random comment picker. Now again, all you have to do is get a hold of me. After watching the video, you have 24 hours. Get a hold of me. I'll verify it's you and then send you the code for the $500 Prime XBT account. All right, so let's get the YouTube comments. And there's 144 comments. Let's look through it. Who the winner is? Tony Soprano. Trying my luck with the $500 Bitcoin to the moon. Well, you got it. And get a hold of me. You got 24 hours. And at the end of the video, we'll do the Ledger Nano S giveaway. But let's check out the longer term now. So looking at the 2017 top. This is just something I want to point out here. When it does top, it only took us 5 days to go down 48%. So just keep that in mind. 2019 top took a 31% correction in just 6 days. So when it does top, chances are we will drop pretty quick, but usually after that, we get a nice bounce, get everybody bullish again and keep taking their money. I've explained how I believe institutions sell the top of every pump. If they sold a bunch all at once, it would just totally crash the price. They don't want that to happen because they want people to get bullish, so they buy more so they can sell higher. That is my opinion. All right, now let's take a look at the long term. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. I've been talking about looking to buy back in possibly June of next year and then selling mid to end of 2022, and I'll explain why here. If we take a look at each peak, like we go from the peak down here to our, and this was the peak in 2016 to our peak in 2017 was 543 days peak to peak. We look at our 2017 to our 2019 was 556 days. You look at our 2019 peak to where we are today, if that was the all-time high that we hit yesterday or hit it today, it's going to be around 542. Again, this was 543, this was 556. So it's an average of 550 days from peak to peak. That would put the next peak back in right around June of next year, somewhere in that range. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. Definitely make sure you're subscribed. We'll keep up with what's going on here. But if we did top here, like I said, we could get our one more leg up. But we still have 8 more days if we look at it to the 550 days and 556 over here. So we could have like 12 more days. So anyways, I do believe it will be topping within the next week or so if we haven't already. But I do see us making another low here. If we look at the lows, we look at the low from 17 here to the low over here. That was 457 days. The low in 17 here to the low in 20, 455 days. If we go 455 days from the last low, that would get us to June of next year, May or June. So that is when I'm looking to buy back my HODL position, a big position to possibly sell half, most, or possibly all in 2022. If you look at this in the big picture, this makes a whole lot more sense than the $300,000 Bitcoin you guys are being promised. I'm not saying it can't happen. You know, this could jump up this could double in the next couple days. Who knows? But I do believe the top is coming, and I will be buying back much cheaper. And I still believe we could see sub 10,000. As many people as say that is impossible, I still believe it's a good possibility. Regardless, talking about this low here happening in June of next year, it could be 30,000. You know, we could go up to 60,000, come down to 30. But it would make sense for me to buy in at that low rather than buy here and ride this all the way down. I'm protecting my capital. If you don't want to protect yours, that's fine. If you want to just hodl and watch your portfolio get cut in half, maybe 80%, whatever, until then, fine with me. My cash will stay the same, and it will be the same when I buy up here and ride it up. If it's really going that high, like people say, what does it matter? But anyways, that's my opinion. That's what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at our Ledger Nano S giveaway. We're going to generate a random number 4. So we'll go back 4 videos, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bitcoin to the moon or topped out. And let's copy the link address, put it into the random comment picker. And again, you can take either Ledger Nano S or $50 of Bitcoin if you win this one. So let me know what you would like. Let's get our YouTube comments. And our comments, let's pick a random winner. And Ro Mohammed Muzamo, I hope I didn't murder your name too much, but anyways, you are the winner. You have 24 hours to get a hold of me. I'll verify it's you, and then either your $50 or your Ledger Nano S. Don't forget to leave your comment for next week's winners. We may be doing another $500 giveaway too in the next few days. I will let you know, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thanks again for watching, guys. You guys rock. I'm out.